Welcome back, everyone. This is Ready or Not.
Football edition. I'm Nate the Great.
I'm Chris Stacks, and we are here to go over what's going on
Week
in
10.
Week 10. Woo! Week 10. I can't believe it.
I know.
The season is coming. It's going too fast.
I know. I need to slow it down a bit. I don't know
Somebody
what I'm
play
going
some
to
like
do.
soft music for me. I'm.
Well, football ends. I can't go back to nothing.
But let's start off with Waiver Wire going into Week 10. Very interesting how somehow your brother had one of the highest selections. I'm not quite sure. This is why we need to go to Fab, everyone. I'm going to keep talking about this because we're going to Fab. Biggest pickup of the week. Wilson to your brother.
I mean, 3 claims for him.
Yep.
My brother got him. I mean, he balled out. Was it his first game or his second game?
First game.
His first game with the Dolphins. Put up about 14.6 points, if I remember correctly. And let's see if he continues to improve our game against the Browns this week.
I think he's going to have a decent floor. And I think you're going to have those...
Excuse me.
You're going to have those spike weeks, and then you're going to have the little bit lower weeks, but I think he's going to have a decent floor. One of the most interesting ones I saw, which you mentioned to me today, you saw it last night when it first came through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was laughing at 3 o'clock in the morning with Andrew picking up Najee again.
So Najee's back to PRO, so maybe he'll change the name again. Maybe instead of what was it, King's Jesters, maybe it would be the King's Najees.
I don't know, maybe.
Interesting pick. We'll see what happens with Najee. I think Najee is a phenomenal talent. I just don't know what's going on this year.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
the case with a lot of players this year.
True, very true. Will picking up the Titans. I'm not sure if that's a long-term strategy. If that was this week, I wasn't 100%.
Yeah, because Titans are against
sold on that one.
The Chiefs, I believe, right?
Yeah. Or no, Titans are against the Broncos.
Oh, that could be a good pickup.
It could be, and you could also get burnt.
Yeah.
So that's why it was a little interesting to me. Anything else you saw?
I mean, let's see. I mean, nothing of real interest. Well, you picked up Cole Kmet. We were talking about him the other day.
Yep.
I'm actually surprised no one else picked him up. So
Likewise.
So no, that was a good pickup there.
Did notice you forgot again.
Yeah, I did forget. But I picked up a few.
Oh yeah, I saw you got Claypool. I already told you Claypool could be a wild card.
Claypool. I mean, so I could be relying on the Claypool field stack this week.
Very true. Which might not be a bad stack.
Yeah. No.
Might not be a
I
bad
mean, right
stack.
now we have they're against. Where are they?
I'm like looking for the Steelers at first, realizing that he's not on the Steelers anymore. He went to
against the Lions. Sorry, against the Lions.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
So yeah, I saw Lions. I was like, ooh, this could be great. The Lions won last week, but that was against Green Bay, and Green Bay is not looking great
at all. There was a few other pickups, some kickers, etc. Actually, Justine picking up Nick Folk, which I believe Nick Folk is also on bye with Justin Tucker on bye. So now she has 2 kickers on bye.
So maybe she'll pick up a third one, and then she can change her name to 3 kickers.
I like it. There you go, Justine. Just an idea.
It's one of the gimmick.
Bella kicking yourself?
Technically, she's Bella kicking yourself. She already got a gimmick.
Bella kicking yourself.
Bella kicking yourself. All right, I'll take it. I like it.
But sorry, Justine. But ladies and gents, let's roll into the NFL games this week. Unfortunately, we don't have a guest, so it's just us 2 picking. But Nate beat me last week. I beat him the week before, so I got to take you again this week. Sorry.
Yeah, good luck with that. I saw how you picked last week. It was way off.
So Atlanta versus Carolina. What was the over-under on this one? 43. And Falcons -3. Interesting. I heard they're going to start P.J. Walker.
Did they start him last week?
Yeah, but then they took him out and put in Baker. So it's very interesting. Atlanta with Cordero back.
I'm going Atlanta.
I'll take Atlanta. Yeah. Seattle versus Tampa.
In London.
Oh, this is a London game.
London game this week.
9:30.
And I know you guys have players on Seahawks or the Bucks, so pay attention to that.
So make sure, honestly, get them out of the flex. It's kind of like a Thursday night game. Looking at Seattle versus Tampa.
I'm going Seattle on this one.
Oof. In London, though, that's a lot of hours difference. That's like an 8-hour difference, isn't it? For Seattle?
No, for Seattle, it might be more.
Maybe more.
I think for us, it's 8 hours. It'll be 11 for them.
Oh, shit.
if I'm remembering correctly.
That's a
No,
lot.
it was 9-hour difference when I was in London.
So it's 12-hour difference for them?
12-hour
So
difference.
it's almost half a day difference.
But I'm sure they're already there.
I'm hoping they're already there.
I think they say it takes about
3 days.
3 days to adjust. 2.5, I think.
Tampa's in a must-win situation, but I'm gonna ride Geno. I'm gonna go with Seattle.
Yep, I agree. We might not be able to bet this week.
I know. Minnesota versus Buffalo. The only thing that it's got me wondering here.
I feel like this could be a good game. Minnesota is doing well. They actually have a better record than Buffalo.
Yep.
Buffalo can't seem to beat their division rivals.
Right.
I'm happy about that. And then,
So you saying you're gonna go with the Vikings?
well, what's going on with Allen?
Well, I was gonna say I'm putting a tentative mark on this one. If Allen is out, I think Case Keenum as a backup is a good backup, but not good enough to beat the way the Vikings are playing right now.
No, I agree.
And in a windy game, it's going to be a lot of ground game because it's supposed to be windy as hell up there. So if Allen's out, I'm definitely going with the Vikings. If Allen's in, I'm going with Buffalo.
I mean, I'm in agreement there. Do we want to leave it as a tentative answer? Or do we want to be a definite? I mean, I guess we're both doing the same tentative answer.
I can't give a definitive without knowing who's in the game.
And it's Wednesday, so it's
even earlier than
on
usual.
this, yeah.
They just announced him this morning as day to day. They're going to play it by ear. That's how I'm going to say it, based on Allen.
Very tentative.
Detroit versus Chicago. What's the over/under on this game?
48.5.
Really? And who?
Bears.
Bears -3
At home.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take Chicago in this
No,
one.
I'm taking Chicago in
I'll take
this one.
Chicago.
Which, I mean, I just told you at the
Yeah,
Fields Claypool.
Yeah. Jacksonville versus Kansas City. I'd love to see Jacksonville win, but it's Kansas City.
Yeah, agreed.
Cleveland versus Miami. I mean, this is kind of a hard game to pick.
Dolphins. Dolphins.
I would love to go against the Dolphins, but I'll take the Dolphins.
You should. That's also 48.5 over under though. Now, before you officially write that down as your pick, remember Watson's back.
Yeah, but I don't think this week.
Okay.
Watson
I just wanted to
will-
bring that up for the audience.
I think you could
we're
see
taking
more
that
from
into consideration.
Cooper. I think you could see more from a lot of people this week because he's finally back. But he doesn't have that chemistry with Cooper. He doesn't have, like, by the fourth quarter, you're going to have some garbage time with Watson because he's going to use it as time to get acquainted with his wide receivers, Donovan People-Jones, etc. Who's their running back? The second one. Not Chubb. One that they should have traded.
Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. With Kareem Hunt, you're going to see him trying to get his timing down with all them. And if he does, it could be a dangerous game for you guys. But I think it's going to be third or fourth quarter before he gets that timing down.
So we got to make sure we're way ahead.
Way ahead. Especially they got weapons.
Oh yeah,
They just haven't had a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. No, we've known they've had weapons. They have.
Amari Cooper.
No. Who's their quarterback been?
Jacoby Brissett.
Brissett. That's right.
Jacoby Brisket. Houston Texans versus New York Giants. Giants, as much as I hate to say it.
Agreed. Giants. That one's a 41 over under.
Yeah.
They're not anticipating high scores. Too high scores.
New Orleans versus Pittsburgh. Pitt's got a decent defense. New Orleans got a better offense.
Is Pickett back? Pickett's been back, has he?
I think Pickett's back. Yeah, Pickett's listed as back.
Kamara had a terrible game.
They didn't use him.
But
If
will
they
they use
use-
him now?
I'm going to go New Orleans.
We really aren't going to be making a bet this week.
Damn it. Denver versus Tennessee.
I'm going Tennessee on that one.
I'm good. What's the over-under?
Over under is 39. That's the lowest one.
And Tennessee -3
Mhm.
at home. That's interesting. That means they got this as a draw.
Is Tannehill coming back this week?
I think so. I want to go with Denver, but I'm going to go with Tennessee.
That was the one, man.
I know.
We might have to bet on actual matchups.
Indy versus Las Vegas. Indy with a new coach. Indy with a rookie quarterback. Taylor, I believe, is supposed to play. I'm going to go with Las Vegas. especially because
They're on a 2-game losing streak right now. They can't afford to keep losing.
who in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I'm going with Las Vegas. Nobody on Indy's going to handle Devontae Adams. If Waller's back, nobody's going to handle him. I think it could be a bloodbath, to be honest.
I was trying to be
What's your brother?
42.5.
-6.
-6.
I think the Raiders could win by 10.
I mean, yeah. I'm in agreement, but I wanted to differ just for the sake of the bet.
You can differ on this one. Dallas versus Green Bay.
No, I'm not going for Packers on this. Outsider mind, they lost to the Lions last week.
43 over under. Cowboys by 5 on the road. That means they're expected to win by 8.
Yeah, we're both picking Cowboys. I'm not even waiting for you to say.
Arizona versus Los Angeles Rams.
They have this as a wash with the 43.5 over under.
The Rams still didn't look great last week. And Arizona with, what's his face? Arizona with DeAndre Hopkins back in the lineup is looking good.
And Connor
and James Conner is supposed to be back.
He was back last week,
Rondo
but he didn't
Moore
put up
looks
a lot of
good.
points. I'm leaning towards Cardinals myself. But this one I do
Please tune
believe
in for a
will go either
TV
way.
timeout. They played Seattle last week at home and lost. Oh, actually, funny enough, this is a very interesting stat. Arizona sucks at home.
Well, they're not at home.
I know, they lose at home. They win on the road. Look at their stats for the last 2 years with their new coach. I'm going to go Arizona. It doesn't make sense to me. I've never seen that in my life, but
Maybe they should not have a home field.
I agree. Los Angeles Chargers versus San Francisco. This is why this was an interesting pickup by Prue. The Niners. I'm hoping he's not looking to play him this week. I know the Chargers are hurt, but I don't think they're that hurt.
I'm still going for the Niners on this one.
But I'm saying as far as playing the defensive.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, I'll go the Niners. Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey. What's the 44? Eagles by 11?
Mm-hmm.
I might bet this game, like with the spread.
I mean, I mentioned earlier,
It's a
it could be a trap game for the Eagles.
well, it's an in-division game, which is always different.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably underestimating Heineke. They're probably underestimating McLaurin, Gibson, and Scott. I'm not saying they can win, but I think 11's too much.
Remember, they're also at home.
Right,
Probably
but
8.
yeah, more or less 8. I was gonna say I think
I
I'd like to see Washington win, but I think it's gonna be under that for scoring, and I think Washington loses by like 6. So I'm gonna take the Eagles.
I'm taking the Eagles as well.
Make a note of that. Eagles only by 6. I got a strong feeling on that one. Yeah, and under. All right. So that's the NFL games, ladies and gents. If you want to send me yours, I'll put it down for you guys. We'll see who does what. And then looking at matchups, I'll do the bottom two. We'll talk about these one together, and then I'll talk about this one. You talk about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So champ versus the replacements. Looking like an interesting game. 45-55 right now. Josh Allen being questionable has me really worried for champ. As I said all season,
Does she have a backup QB? Garoppolo.
that's not the same thing though.
It's not. And she's already lower in the projection than
Right.
replacements.
Right. Loving that name, by the way, Tebow. Patrick Mahomes looking good this week. Kirk Cousins looking okay, but not great, especially if it's windy. They might be using a lot of Dalvin Cook, but also Buffalo's got a good run defense. Deontay against Atlanta could be okay. Chubb versus Miami could be great. This could be a 200-yard day for Chubb.
I hope not.
Doesn't mean they win. It's
I know.
yards.
But I don't have him anyway, so I don't care about him getting yards.
True. Cordell Patterson, I
You
like that
skipped
one.
over Wilson. What do you think about Wilson?
I mean, your brother thinks the Titans are going to ball out, so I would be afraid of Wilson. I don't think they're going to do that good, but
So Wilson fall out.
Wilson getting his projection. What's he coming off a bye? If he's going to have a week where he gets it together, it's this week. If he doesn't get it together this week, he sucks the rest of the year. It's kind of how to look at it. But I wouldn't want to bet against that 17 number coming off a bye. Gave him rest, gave the team time to gel a little more.
Mm-hmm.
If they're gonna get it on track, and where are they at for rankings right now? If they're gonna get it on track, this is gonna be the week. So I could see 17. I could see 18.
Yeah, I agreed. Then you have Cordero Patterson, who's came back last week
And played well.
And
he's going against Carolina, whose defense sucks.
Yep. So that could be a big game for him. Eckler, Niners defense is a little better against the run game.
I'm honestly, the more I'm looking at this, Jefferson, Evans, Kittle, I'm never going to bet against. Ayuk, I don't like any of those this week with who they're playing.
I mean, they're playing against tough defenses, and not all of them have been playing great every week.
Right. That's what I'm worried about.
So it'd be interesting to see.
I think Mecole could have a good week again. He went off last week.
Against Jacksonville.
I hate to say it right now, but Champ, I see you going down pretty definitively to the replacements. How about you?
I agree, because replacement still has A.J. Brown against Commanders and put up points.
Yeah.
Amon St. Ra, Amon-Ra, St. Brown.
Sun God.
I know. I keep doing that. DK Metcalf. And in London, though, we can see how that affects him.
Yeah, but
I still think
Tampa's defense isn't good.
No, I think replacements.
Yeah, the only person Wilson and Juju are the only ones on his team that I'm really worried about goosing him. Her entire wide receiver core I'm worried about, and both of her quarterbacks. not a great week for you, Championship.
Quarterbacks.
Which it does happen, unfortunately, with bye weeks and everything else going on. You have weeks where you're like, shit.
Yeah.
This might be a week where I throw in a towel. You versus the King's Jesters, the King's Najee's Jesters.
King's Najee's?
The King's Najee's? I like the King's Najee's.
Maybe Najee's Jesters.
You trying to say Najee's a joke? Looking at it right now, projection, Najee's expected to win. King's Jesters expected to win. Mariota, don't love him, even against Carolina. You just need screen passes that go for a long ways. Fields, I like. Fields, this could be a 30, 35 point game for Fields.
I think he can get.
Daniel Jones,
that's
not loving him. I think it's going to be a Saquon week. So you got to hope that it's screen passes, not handoffs. No, I'm just saying. Sanders.
Let's get over his QB again.
Oh yeah, Herbert. Pardon me. Why do I keep doing that?
I don't know.
Herbert, I like Herbert this week. I don't love him, but I think 17 to 20, I think that's definitely in the realm. Daniel Jones, don't love him. Miles Sanders, okay. Henry, it's Henry. Like, I'm not betting against Henry. As long as he doesn't get injured, I think you're going to have 20. Lazard, I think Lazard, he's number one though. He's going to go against Diggs. I don't love Lazard this week. If he was a slot wide receiver, I might change my mind on that one. I'd say this is going to be a Tunyon week. This is going to be maybe a Sammy Watkins week in the slot. But Lazard versus Diggs, I don't love his options. And I'm not talking about Stephon, I'm talking about the brother.
Yep.
Trayvon Diggs, yep. Godwin, I have no idea with Tampa Bay anymore. Goddard, I can't bet against Goddard anymore. Your brother's, Will's proven me that. DJ Moore, okay. Travis Etienne, I'm not gonna lie. I like your team better, except for Mariota. And Swift scares me too. Mariota and Swift scare me.
So I mean, yeah, you know my issues with Swift and Williams right now. Who are they using more? They keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
Mariota obviously is only in because I have Jackson out.
If they're gonna get behind, it's gonna be a Swift game. If they're in tow, it could be a Jamal Williams game where they just ground and pound.
I'm hoping for Davis to get more play time this week against Minnesota. They're gonna need to pass more if they're gonna.
Well, the only thing you got to worry about is
will also
How
if
bad's
Allen
the windy?
and if Allen is not in.
Allen's out, yeah.
So that's something I'm looking at.
So I don't like your guys' game. I think
And
this
Jones, obviously, we don't know if he's.
I think this
You
could
said
be
Dalvin Cook though. That's a windy game.
Yeah,
So Cook and
I think this could be a 50-50 game if they leverage the hell out of Dalvin Cook. Justin Fields goes off. Waller.
Well, I haven't
Claypool.
put Claypool in.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I did. Okay, yes.
I think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to come down. It's going to really come down to Fields.
Maybe Henry.
Fields and Henry. If Henry goes off, you could be in trouble. If Fields and Cook go off, he's going to be in trouble. I don't really want to pick a winner in this one, to be honest with you. This is like, can I get a spread? I think it's going to be a close game unless one side has 2 or 3 people that go off.
Right.
If you guys are close to projections and it's only one person per team that goes off, or like I said, Fields and Cook for you, which are the 2 I think could have a great week. So I'll go you, but I think it's going to be a 2-3 point nail biter.
Or 0.08.
Yeah, could be.
As long as I come on the upside of that one this time.
So knocking the next one out.
Team 3
tight ends
versus Steiger. So this one, I mean, like I told you, well, Steiger hasn't put in a couple players yet, so
It's early as a week for
buys
him.
in. And then now that being said, you know, I told you I talked to my brother yesterday, and he's actually concerned.
I mean, I would be too.
I mean, we all know on paper Steiger has a great team. It just
Phenomenal.
will not work out for him.
But I think Goff could have a decent week against Chicago's defense.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's putting up points on them. Brady, you know, if he at least comes and hits 18-20. Jacobs is due. He has those blow-up games.
Against Indy this week.
Singletary, I think they're going to leverage him a lot more than they have been because it's windy, especially if Allen's elbow's messed up.
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre
obviously.
Hopkins, I think, is going to ball out. And then he's got McCaffrey that's not in yet. He's got Cooper, who I believe is not in yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the 2 spots that are missing? Well, no. Well, he would have to put one into.
He can move around though, because you got Hunter Renfrow down here. He can easily move it around.
Yeah. So yeah, you can put those 2 in easily, and that's an extra 21,
23.
about 33 points, which will put him right under 138, 139.
Yeah, it just depends on.
And then obviously in some other adjustments, Young Hoku could have another 14-point week. I mean, against Carolina, it's very possible.
It's very possible.
And then
I don't love the Colts. I would definitely look at a different defense this week.
He probably will switch that.
I don't love the Titans though. I'm telling you, I could see them 2 points on defense this week. Jeff Wilson, again, he's a boom bust, but I do like the pickup. Waddle, I like. Barkley, I love this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with your brother, but I think this could be one of those games where CMC goes for 40 and your brother loses by 5.
Oof. Which, I mean, yeah, like I said, he doesn't want the game. He's concerned. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, CMC and Hopkins.
But yeah, it really depends on who goes off. But then you also have, that's it.
I think that's it. I think Barkley, I'm
Kelsey
expecting
had
to go
a
off.
slower week than usual last week, but I think he'll pick up this week for it.
Oh, is it going to be him or is it going to be the wide receivers? Because the Jacksonville Jags are good against tight ends and they're bad against wide receivers.
I mean, being good against tight ends, being good against Travis Kelsey are 2 different things.
But they've been playing the smart game lately. Who's open? Let me throw you the ball.
True.
And if they keep doing that, it's more of a hot hand approach.
Okay, fair.
So he could, I mean, Kelsey's going to get 10, he's going to get 12. But is he going to get 16, 17, 20?
We'll
That's
see.
a decent week for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm still picking your brother. Still picking Will. Sorry, Will, I hate to say this. Not allowed to you, but still picking Will. I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of Steiger could easily shock the hell out of everybody this week.
Yeah, no, I agree. So then the last game we have Diggs Nasidi versus Belichick yourself. So we have, you got 2 in this week, which, I mean, I think against the Browns, I think he'll put up points. I mean, he put up points last week.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not as much in our league because we don't have bonuses, but I had in my other league, put a lot of points. Hurts, I like Hurts versus the Commanders.
Hoping he uses his legs a little more this week.
Maybe. but I'm still hoping for a trap game for the Eagles. Kyler Murray.
I don't watch him until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I like Kyler. I mean, I have him in my league. I like Kyler Murray. He hasn't been doing amazing, but he's been doing his job.
Yep.
So under, over, under. So against the Rams, I mean, the Rams defense has been fine.
They picked up last week. Aaron Donald came to play last week,
So I mean, so it could hurt them. He might not put up his 21 points.
Mm-hmm.
So Prescott against Green Bay. I mean, Prescott's been doing well, but Green Bay has not. But this is a division game. It's always a different.
No, it's not. Cowboys and Green Bay are not in division.
Oh, what am I doing?
Last week was a division for Green Bay. Cowboys, Washington, Eagles, and Giants.
That's right. My apologies.
This is actually a revenge game for McCarthy,
Okay. So,
for the Cowboys coach.
So which direction will this one go? Well, we'll see. I mean,
Depends on how much if Zeke is back and how much they use Pollard, but I don't even have a question if Prescott will get his
Prescott will get his projection.
Yeah.
Then, which, speaking of Pollard, Belichick yourself also has Pollard. So I think Pollard will do over his projection.
If they don't play Zeke.
If they don't play Zeke, that's true. So Zeke is a deciding factor there. You have Kamara. Kamara has some work to make up for from last week. Pittsburgh has a decent defense, but Kamara's Kamara. If he wants to play, he will play.
Depends if they give him the ball. That's been the struggle with him all year because they don't. Breeze knew how to get him the ball. For some reason, Dalton and friggin' Winston forget that he's on the team somehow. I don't know. I don't get it. It's amazing.
Then you have Pierce. Pierce against the Giants. He'll probably do his projection.
I'm not betting against
I'm
Pierce.
not. Huh?
I said I'm not going to bet against Pierce. He's beat his projection every week.
All right. So, Pierce, you got Fournette, though. Fournette, I think, will run over Seattle defense in London. This is the week he's going to do it. They're going to rely on him a lot and put up points for that. I mean, not saying a 20-point game, maybe a 16, 17-point game.
I'm marking that down.
Yeah, Tariq Hill. I think Tariq Hill's going to put up points against the Browns. He's projected 19.5. I'm going to say 25-ish.
Oh.
24, 25. Now, Diggs, I actually anticipate similar. I think Diggs-Hill matchup for you, wide receivers, is a good matchup. Could be a wash.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Kupp against Arizona. I think he's going to put up points as well.
Yep.
So I'm liking her receiving core right here.
Yep.
That's good. CeeDee Lamb hasn't been utilized as much as I feel like he should be. 14, I'd say he does probably just over his projection, but like 16, maybe 17 points. We'll see what they use him for. Taysom Hill, I'm not liking Taysom Hill. He had that one blow-up week, but he hasn't done anything. Are you looking for another? You know, you could have. Oh, you're changing. Live tight end change. Oh yeah, Cole Kmet. That's right. I do like Cole Kmet.
I didn't do it
yet. Yeah, he's projected low, but I think he's going to do better than that.
I think so too.
I mean, Chicago against Detroit, projected 5.23. I'm saying 12.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
10 from a tight end, I am happy.
And I think he's going to do just
Kelsey,
about
I'm
that.
happy.
Then Pitts will do fine. I think he'll do his projection 8.8, 9, 10 maybe. Still got a. I just realized that projection's not too far off. 18-point difference. She has two players that aren't in yet. So a new flex and a new kicker. Did she pick a kicker? Oh, that's right. She picked up another bye kicker. So we'll see about that. So we'll see who she puts in, if she picks up someone else. We got Lockett. I'm liking Lockett against Tampa Bay.
Yep.
I would say about 12-ish, just above projection for him. Olave. always been interesting. He's been underperforming, except for week 7. But against the Pittsburgh defense, I think he'll come out to play this week.
I agree.
15.
That's kind of what I was expecting.
So Cowboys defense, I mean, you refuse to drop them. They're against Green Bay. I think they're going to do work. Bills defense against Minnesota. I don't know about that one. That could be.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
I don't like that one. So.
And I think Micah Parsons is going to get very familiar with Aaron Rodgers. Probably much more than he likes.
But I mean, overall, I'm picking you. Do I want you to win? Yeah, I guess.
19 point swing, and she's got a kicker and a.
Hey, don't
flex.
sleep on those kickers.
I know. That's why I went out and got Bill Maher. Devontae. I have Devontae in my other league, and I've been hating him. Tyler Higbee could be a good 10 points, especially versus Arizona. Tucker, 10 points. So, according with her putting in those two players, it could be a 50-50 split right now. It's just which person has more people outperform their projections.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I'll mark down is, you said Fournette 16-17. I think Fournette has 6 to 7 points.
Interesting.
So how about we do this? Actually, we've been trying to figure out our bet. Over, under.
On Fournette?
On Fournette. Under 10, over 10.
Okay. So we're adding on one player to do this.
So dollar bet. If he goes over 10, you get it. If he goes under 10, I get it.
If he goes over 20, I get $2. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll do that.
The spread or odds?
Yeah, because I think it'd be amazing if he goes over 10 this week.
All right. Telling you, Fournette loves London.
Yeah, but they don't love him right now. He's averaging like 2.9 yards a carry.
It's going to change over there.
And that rookie's coming on strong.
It's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gents, let's see who comes out on top this week. This is a big week going into playoffs. Champ just outside. Belichick yourself just outside. Nate the Great knocking on both of y'all's door. Just making sure everybody knows.
Coming for you.
And I know that the replacements is sitting here just
That's
above
right. I do
me.
actually want you to win.
So I've got to knock him down a little bit, and I need Nate to knock the King's Jesters down so we can have, potentially a tie for second. And depending on who scores the most points this week, that could push me back into second by beating the replacements and King's Jesters losing. So come on, Nate. Let's ramp it up a little bit. We'll give you guys a couple steroids.
Mm-hmm.
But ladies and gents, send Nate over your NFL game picks if you'd like.
Also remember to take your players out of the flex.
Take your players out of the flex
for
both
Thursday and Sunday early morning.
Yeah,
unless you're waking up.
And pay attention to it, because believe me, I've already gotten burnt this year where I woke up and my player was out.
Oh yeah.
At 9 o'clock in the morning, but he was fine the night before.
Yeah.
So be on top of your stuff. Be ready. It's going to be a good push to the playoffs here. I'm excited. This is Ready or Not
Football edition.
And we'll see you guys on Tuesday.